Welcome back. Now, Cape Town Mayor Jordan Hill-Lewis is set to detail the city's program to generate power locally. The city received an exemption from National Treasury, allowing it to start paying people directly for the power they will be generating and selling back to the city. For more on this three-phase independent power plan, let's bring in our senior reporter, Ayesha Ismail. Ayesha, this sounds like a pretty good plan to me. I'd be very happy if government told me that they'll give me an incentive if I save power to sell it. Just explain to me exactly how it would work.
So, Masejo, this morning, the Mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill-Lewis, addressed Council, where, as you said in your introduction, revealed the details of this three-phase independent power plan to ease load shedding and eventually to end load shedding in the city of Cape Town. And, of course, this includes buying power from independent power producers. But I'm now joined by the Mayor, who's going to explain to us exactly what this three-phase plan entails, and if you can just do this in plain and simple language so that ordinary people can understand.
Sure, that is important. I think we set out this plan last year already, and people are so frustrated by load shedding that's happening now. They are clamoring for an update on what's happening. And so I thought it was important to just set out the detail of exactly where we are, what has been done and what remains to be done. Firstly, we are buying independent power from sources other than Eskom, renewable power mainly. Secondly, we have our Power Heroes program, which pays people an incentive to save power at the peak hours of the day. Thirdly, we're about to, in the next couple of weeks, issue a tender for what is called dispatchable power. That is a technical word which simply means that the power is available when you need it. You take power that's generated from solar in the middle of the day and you use it at night or in the evening and morning peaks. And that means that you have to have some storage. That is a much bigger tender, probably around 500 megawatts, that's about to go out now. When those three tenders are all in their delivery phase, they're built and connected to our grid, we can say bye-bye to stage 4 load shedding in the city of Cape Town, which was our target last year, and we believe that we are on track to do that. That is over and above the announcement I made earlier this week that we are now paying private citizens, homes and businesses for the power that they generate and sell back to the city. We are paying cash for that power. Together, all of these things will help us build momentum towards saying goodbye to load shedding.
Now, you talk about saying goodbye to load shedding, but you're also talking about saying goodbye to level 4 load shedding. At the moment, the city is able to shield its residents from one phase and at times even a second phase.
Correct.
But now you're talking about stage 4.
Correct. That's our ambition, our target, and we believe we're on track to do that. At the moment, we can already do phase 1, stage 1 rather, all the time. And sometimes, as you say, sometimes depending on our capacity at Steenbras, we can even do 2 stages. But we want to get all the way to permanent stage 4 protection, because stage 4 is about 97%. Stage 4 below is about 97% of load shedding in South Africa. So that will basically be the end of load shedding in Cape Town, and then of course we can move further. We want ultimate protection against stage 8 even, but that is our ambition for now.
So we've often, spoken to small businesses, medium businesses. We see how they're struggling with not having electricity, and for most people, it really is a question of ain't nothing going on but the rent. And so, how are you, as the Mayor of Cape Town, going to be helping small business and even medium businesses?
We actually are working on a plan right now to offer some kind of relief for small businesses who are really struggling with power. Under stage 6, they've only got power for a few hours of the working day. That makes it impossible to run a business in South Africa under stage 6 load shedding. So we are really knocking our heads together, or putting our heads together rather, to think about what we can do to help businesses in that place. Of course, it's not just about helping the businesses, it's about helping the thousands of jobs, the people that work for those businesses, their families, keeping those incomes going, because that is the bedrock of our country and our economy. But it is really, really tough. Until we get more power into the grid from independent sources, not relying on Eskom, it's going to be a continuous struggle. It's a struggle for our own infrastructure in the city to keep robots and intersections working, to keep our water purification plants working. Those are hugely energy intensive. There's hardly a generator big enough to run those plants. So when we have 8 hours of load shedding, we start to get a bit nervous about fresh water supply. So these are massive challenges that load shedding is putting on all of us.
And then the question that residents often ask us, it's one thing having the lights on all the time. Does this mean that the residents of Cape Town will be paying more for electricity per kilowatt?
Well, the residents of Cape Town will definitely be paying more because of the Eskom increase. There's an 18.65% increase that applies to the entire country. It's not possible for us to shield residents from that increase because we have to pay that increase to Eskom. Remember, we buy our electricity from Eskom and transmit it to residents. So that increase has to be passed on, and that does mean that everyone in South Africa, including everyone in Cape Town, will be paying more for their electricity, significantly more in the next months. And that is why we oppose this increase so vociferously and so hard. Let me just paint a brief picture of the future, though. If in the future we can buy more and more renewable power, which is much cheaper than Eskom power, solar power is coming in at a fraction of the price of Eskom power. And Eskom prices continue to go up every year in these crazy amounts like we are seeing now. And solar power continues to be much cheaper or even declining, which is happening. Then there is a potential future where South Africans can enjoy cheaper power. And I really look forward to that day, but it does mean really pushing very hard to reduce our reliance on Eskom as much as possible.
Thank you so much for your time. And that was the Mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill-Lewis, talking to us about his plan to rid the city of Cape Town of load shedding.